Interesado kayo. Dahil mga tanong. I am sure sana may sasagot pa kay Vic eh. But could have sparked a debate, no? Another forum. Mismatch and then anyway, we had a long day today and I was grappling in my mind how to do a synthesis. Yun ang dito sa ano, and closing remarks. Closing remarks I can easily do. But being a senior citizen myself, doing a synthesis is quite a difficult task. Maybe I should delegate that to Vic. Doing a synthesis, you need a synthetic mind and sharp analytical ability like that of babes or beta. So what I do is try to just what you call this, go for the low-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruits will tell us, you know, how to probably appreciate more what we did today, and that in short is, you know, asking ourselves what are our takeaway messages from this forum. Ano yung ating babaonin mula dito sa forum nito? Ano yung dadalhin natin dun sa ating mga ahensya o sa ating mga trabaho? Para later, masabihin mo naman sa iyong sarili na, oh, meron na namang forum sa PIDS, babalik ako para may takeaway message na naman ako. Ulit-ulit, no? Para kasi nitong forum nito, it's just some sort of a wellspring of knowledge. We came here today expecting to take a look, maybe, or take a sip, maybe, or take a large bucket full of water from that wellspring of ideas. Fountainhead of ideas nga yung PIDS, ang sabi nila. And fellows like Vic, it's a fountainhead of ideas. Kaya, what have we achieved today? Well, we have uncovered, unpacked, unearthed, and put to the open various issues which affect, which bear on the topic that we have put on the screen, addressing the jobs challenge toward inclusive growth. And one way to maybe pull together all these low-hanging fruits before, low-hanging because things can be done immediately, like discussing the Philippine qualifications framework as in reference framework. Meron nangyayari na, ginagawa na natin, and that's nice to hear. Talking of manufacturing industry roadmap, I was pleasantly surprised to hear very detailed information on the chemicals industry and the furniture industry. Nalimutan mo yung bamboo. Di ba, meron pang bamboo industry. Wala si Ruel Briones ito, he would know what I mean. But then, natatawa siya. But anyway, ito yung mga low-hanging fruits na after all is said and done, meron pala nangyayari, no? And we can walk away from that slide of babes or beta this morning. Remember that horrible slide? Yung pinakita niya, no? Yung babe, sabi mo, yung unemployment, that's not the problem. The problem is these things, this statistics below the unemployment figure. Underemployment, meron ka pang BS, ano? BSP? Alam ko niya, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas yun eh. Ano nasama ang Bangko Sentral dito? Wala below subsistence poverty. So, very bleak assessment, very bleak picture. Parang you're almost in the graveyard. You're almost hearing the elegy of the courtyard. Poem niya, no? Tiyasilyo, no? Ang araw. Pagka tinignan mo yung slide babes. But as we progress throughout the day, we saw that there are not only glimmers of hope, but actual measures being implemented by government. And that's good. That's good. Kaya lang, after 2016, sabi niya, may coordinating mechanisms, and we are elated as well. So there are enduring institutions. That's what's happening, and that is what has been happening in this country since the reforms in governance and since the assumption of the Aquino government. I'm not advocating for change in the Constitution, but what I'm saying is we also have to congratulate ourselves for the good things that we have done, all of us collectively as a people and as employees of the government. Now, I've been saying what we'll put together is, okay, SMEs. SMEs is a pillar of the ASEAN, SME development is a pillar of the ASEAN economic integration. It addresses both poverty and inequality issues, and as well, it addresses both also the desire to create more jobs and introduce more efficiencies into the economies, the ASEAN. Now, they said that, well, if that's what we want, then maybe we should take a look at labor policies and regulations, because it seems to him and Bush Nansona that there are certain policies like the minimum wage which have a deleterious effect on SME growth and development. Yun ang sinabi mo at hindi nasabi ni Butch, no? Masyado siyang ninervyos. Kasi alam niyo, darating kayo, maraming tanong. Kaya nagkasakit si Butch, no? Butch, wherever you are. Hindi naman siguro, no? Hindi naman siguro. Erase natin yun. Pero, live streaming ba tayo? My goodness. Nasa YouTube na to. Sorry, Butch. You know, so the joke wasn't me. Parang kahapon, nasa NEDA kami ni Bish, we're talking about these things also. They keep telling all these corny jokes and all these flippant remarks, and suddenly I saw a camera staring at me. I commit this mistake all the time. Sorry. One of these days, you will see me incarcerated. And I will be delivering my closing remarks behind the cell bars. Sorry, baka nakis ako ng whatever. Anyway. Sorry, it's not true. Anyway, I will invoke the same excuse of big pa kayo. Pareho kami senior citizen. And I'm making the most of it because next year I'll be retiring. I'll be walking away from this podium. I have a full year to do this kind of corny stuff, so bear with me. So, how do you synthesize? Well, problem is how do you address inclusiveness of growth? And we heard today that, well, we have to understand what it means, this inclusive growth, lack of inclusiveness of growth. It means the inability of people to contribute to growth in a meaningful manner. I say meaningful because Babes keep saying you have to talk about underemployment. So failure to contribute to meaningful growth and an equal failure to benefit from the fruits of growth, from the benefits of the growth. So yun ang sabi ni Manes Guerra kanina. And that led us to thinking, how do we crack the nut, so to speak? How do we cut the Gordian nut, so to speak? Gordian nut, di ba? Greek mythology. Well, sabi ng DTI, let's talk about Manufacturing Resurgence Program, MRP, big words. And Big was saying, exactly what do you mean? Have you tried to look at specific binding constraints? Is this talk about industrial policy, the same song that we heard long time ago? And Director Bichola said, well, it's a different thing. I almost hear Pete Aldaba whispering, sinasabi sa kanya, huwag ka magkamali dyan. Sabihin mo ganito. I'm not trying to denigrate their ability. I'm not trying to diminish their efforts. Indeed, I think DTI is now singing a different song, different tune, saying that, well, on the march to inclusive growth via Manufacturing Resurgence Program, we're talking about a very nuanced approach to strengthening and improving manufacturing, and that's good. On the other hand, we discussed, well, true that we need to look at labor policies, labor regulations, maybe we should revisit. And there's some sort of a debate. It's too bad Julius Kinglet is not here. He called our attention to the role of unions, and Vic was saying, and Desh was saying, oh, no, we have to take it differently. That they should be working also, not only, they should worry not only about the level of wages, but the productivity programs, trainings that they could provide to workers. It's a different take on unions, on labor unions. And Babes reminded us, was it bit that in another forum where we had a bigger audience than this, no? Sinabi nung oh no, that was in the Senate, not you, ikaw pala. Sabi ni Rene Freneo, let's talk of labor union corporate responsibility. Labor union corporate social responsibility, meaning don't just talk about wages or collective bargaining, but talk of ways how to latch to the production networks via productivity enhancing programs. Now, well, a letdown was the sort of information provided by Chuck, and she specifically had very fine fonts, no? Kasi tinatanong kanina, sino ba yung mga eskwelahan na yan? Kung nahalata nyo kanina, liliit, no? Para talaga. I'm being recorded. But I was sitting in front, I could see. Binasa ko sabi ko, buti na lang, wala yung mga anak ko doon. Nasa UP yung anak ko dati, isa nasa Ateneo. Ateneo. Zero pa. So, well, it's sort of a letdown. But the comeback is, well, I think, and if Babes was given the occasion to tell us about the research studies that his team is conducting for CHED, there could also be, gleaned some hopeful signs that things are not so bad. We don't duck the issue, zero passing rate for some of them maybe, but for the larger whole, maybe we're fine. And I base that on the one-to-one matching of the Philippine qualifications framework vis-a-vis the ASEAN qualifications reference framework. Parehong low level kaya nag-match. Sorry. Mataas yung standard. I'm being recorded. Mataas yung standard. Parang naman medyo masaya tayo kasi pag tayong chat na pakinggan nyo, parang lumuluha tayo. No? Pero pag mapakinggan mo yung sinabi niya, nagmamatch naman yung natin, parang okay din tayo. Finally, what will I say? Well, we have drawn from the wellspring. I hope you walk away from this Rumble Hall singing a nice tune. Maganda yung message na nakuha natin. Despite all is said and done, despite all the warts in the fabric of Philippine society, we can draw consolation from the fact that we're a very resilient, we're a very inventive, innovative, and resourceful people. With that, let me invite you to the next PIDS forum, and I'm sure that you will, after the forum, you will take away with you not only nuggets of wisdom, but bales, big stones of wisdom.